Yay, peeps! How you all doing out there on the worldwide wobbly marvelous? And Sister Elle here with you for the full moon in Gemini reading. Hooray! Yes, we're at the last full moon of 2019, and we'll soon be delving into 2020. Though we do have a new moon in Capricorn, but that's very close to Christmas Day on the 25th of December. I'll be talking about that closer to the time. It is actually an eclipse period at that time, but we'll go more into that at that time. So today we're talking about the full moon in Gemini. So happy lunar return to all you Gemini moons, and happy birthday Saggies. Hope you're all enjoying your time at this time. We have another week of Sagittarius to go before we jump into Capricorn. So, full moon in Gemini happening at 19 degrees. And what is Gemini? Gemini is the first of the air signs. It rules the hands and the lungs. That's right. And this is where we get our breath and our energy and our drive for that. And this is where Gemini rules within our system, of our bodily system. Also, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which rules the mind and our thoughts. So Gemini is a very thinking sign, very curious, very needs a lot of mental stimulation, likes to be kept very active, and can have scattered thoughts and brain waves. Okay, let's see what else Gemini is good for, or known for, should I say. So like I said, it's known for being curious and inventive and very interactive. It's ruled by the third house, ruled by Mercury, the messenger. Let's see. And like I was saying, it's the first of the air signs. It's 19 degrees full moon at this time, and it's making aspects with Neptune, which is currently round about 15 degrees, which will make a square. And also the sun will be in opposition for this new moon at 19 degrees. And that's what makes a full moon, when the sun and moon are opposite each other at the same degree of 19 degrees. So with this aspect of being very busy with the moon, which rules our emotions, we may feel slightly overwhelmed with lots of things happening around us, or we may be delivered with lots of possibilities or visions that we are working with right now, visions for our future self, and we may see some illumination and blooming of how far we've come since maybe the new moon that we had in June for Gemini. So see how far you've come from that new moon that we had in June. I think it was round about the 4th, and I'm sure it was 0 degrees when we were having those series of 0 degrees new moons, so we could initiate ourselves and make ourselves anew and have a new genus within us of positions that we're trying to aim for within this time that we have on this planet. Okay, so we have Mercury currently in Sagittarius with the sun right now. And so Mercury rules our thoughts, I was saying. I'll have a look at my Time Passages app, and we can read about Mercury in Sagittarius, Mercury the ruler of Gemini, this full moon's ruler. And we can look at the moon in Gemini also. Okay, so how's it been? How's it been? Good? Excellent, excellent. Love sitting in my winter garden. It's about that time. We'll soon be coming into that winter time. We're currently in the mutable. Lots of mutable energy right now. We have the sun and the moon, obviously, and Mercury with mutability right now. And Neptune in Pisces, of course. So let's look at moon in Gemini. Okay. So the glyph for Gemini is the double figures, as you can see, hopefully. And we have moon in Gemini currently at 16 degrees. Okay, so the moon spends about 2.5 days in each sign, with the moon in Gemini. A talkative and intellectually curious emotional nature surfaces. Today, you and everyone around you will likely thirst for information and a display significant need to communicate. Your mood is light and bright. You might want to remind yourself today to take time for listening to others, since you can expect to be a bit scattered in terms of your receptivity. You would much rather experience a broad range of emotions than get stuck in one particular disposition. There is the potential for you to flit around so drastically in your moods that you don't take time to feel much of anything with intensity. Nothing will get the best of you. At the same time, it's not a good day for serious productivity. Your mood is playful and social, and your feeling nature is much too restless for you to emotionally commit to anything significant today. So with the Gemini moon, likes to flit about, likes to change its emotions a lot and have a broad range of emotions. And as we carry this full moon into the Cancer, the sphere of Cancer, which will be around about Friday, because we have the full moon usually for around about 3 days, and it carries sometimes onto 1 or 2 signs. I think that's when we'll feel the real emotions of this moon in Gemini, and decisions that we've made, what we've become overwhelmed about, we'll be able to sort out, and there'll be a letting go and a making space. Sorry. Okay, and now we have Mercury in Sagittarius. So Mercury represents mind and is a quick moving planet that spends only 2 to 3 weeks in each sign unless retrograde. Now we've just come out of Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, and we had Mercury in Scorpio for a number of months, I have to say. So we were all digging deep within our thoughts and our patterns, and seeing how we got to positions where we are basically in life. And this full moon will highlight lots of that. And with Mercury being in Sagittarius, our thoughts will be large, and also we'll have a direction of how we can keep optimistic in our lives. Okay, so as I was saying before I interrupted myself, my double selves with this Gemini full moon. Okay, let's start again. Mercury represents mind. It's a quick moving planet that spends only 2 to 3 weeks in each sign unless retrograde. With Mercury in Sagittarius, everyone has less concern with details and puts together greater emphasis on big picture thinking. You are eager to expand your mental horizons through exploring subjects such as philosophy, religion, or other cultures. Conversations reflect a strong thirst for knowledge and a passionate expression of one's beliefs and opinions. So these are the energies that are surrounding us right now as we come into this full moon in Gemini. And so Mercury's the ruler there of Gemini. I also wanted to look at, so Mercury's in there. We also have Venus in Capricorn. And it's Venus in Capricorn. Everyone is serious about love and money. It's possible that your values will turn more traditional right now, or that you'll be more aware of how relationships can provide stability and endure the test of time. This is also an excellent time to facilitate new business alliances. So Venus in Capricorn, it's an area where you can enjoy work. Yes, you can actually enjoy your work. When you have Venus in Capricorn, naturally, a lot of these people like to enjoy their work. They like to put a lot of effort into it and make it fun, or make it resonate with them, so they could have some sort of joy also as an exchange. Okay, and then I'll just read Jupiter in Capricorn now. So we're out of Sagittarius. Jupiter, this large planet of expansion, is now come into an earth sign. It came out of fire into earth now. Okay, so it's at 2 degrees. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and abundance, and spends about 1 year in each sign. With Jupiter in Capricorn, especially at the beginning of this 1 year period, everyone has plenty of luck in realizing goals and ambitions. Okay. This energy also increases a sense of personal discipline and encourages one's practical nature. It's a positive time to exercise authority and a natural mastery of your field, and to put your best foot forward. That's right, because we have to work as we work through life, literally, as we go through life. We also come across periods of work. Well, I think it's all the time. It can be work. Sometimes you go to sleep, you wake up tired, right? It's like you've done a day's work somewhere else, maybe in a different world, okay? So it's good to keep that motion of expansion. Where do you want to go to? How do you want to provide this position for yourself, etc.? And with lots of mutable energy about, we'll be able to find our ways forward. And this full moon will illuminate our thinking processes, how we talk to ourselves, definitely, because Mercury rules conversation and communication. And so how do you talk to yourself? Do you speak to yourself nicely, wisely? You say, hooray, I got to the end of 2019. We're nearly there, and we need to celebrate such things. I think with Capricorn having a lot of planets in it right now, we have Jupiter in Capricorn. Who else do we have there? We have Pluto, we have Saturn. Pluto's building up all our regeneration, moving things around within our lives, restructuring our lives. This is what Pluto's helping us with. Saturn in Capricorn, giving us discipline and structure in how we want to work our way forwards with life. And Jupiter expanding that thought on how we're going to get to the position we feel like. Also, when we had Jupiter coming out of Sagittarius 12 years ago and coming into Capricorn, that was around about 2007 to 2008. And then if you go back and have a look to see what you were doing at that time, and if anything is similar, expanded greatly, died out or whatever, and you can see pathways in how you make yourself, your ways forward at this time when these planets are in this position. I remember 2007, 2008, because I've written 2 books, Nubian Minds and Curious Minds. They're out there on the World Wide Wobble. And I'd started Nubian Minds in 2008, I published. And in 2007, I had it in like a stapled form. And I'd go around selling it. Say, excuse me, would you like my book? And it was just like a few pages and that stapled together. And it was, but it gave me the steps forward in order to produce the full book, which I see 12 years. Well, it's in 2008 it came out when Jupiter was in Capricorn as its hard copy, and it's been out there on the World Wide Wobble ever since. Yes, but enough about me and my writings. Gemini, right? Gemini rules the hands and writing. Okay, let's see where everybody's house is for this beautiful full moon out there in Gemini. Let's see if I've missed anything on my notes. Okay, so we know the moon is in Gemini, the sun is in Sagittarius. We have also Mercury in Sagittarius there with the sun, and lots of planets, as we were saying, in Capricorn. Okay, so and we also have Venus there in Capricorn. And when Venus is in between Saturn and Pluto, we need to make tough love choices within our lives. And Venus will give us the joy to do that because we want to go forward and be our best self, best foot forward, as that they say. So the cards I pulled for the read was Transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges. And from, I thought I'd pick a second card since we're doing double. And these are magical messages, magical fairy messages. Doreen Virtue. And we had business venture. And it says, trust and follow through on a new business venture or career opportunity. There you go. Even though things are coming to their fullness, wherever there's an ending, there's always a beginning. Okay. Oh, I have a little bit of a cough. Take a bit of water. Okay, let's see. So Gemini, you have the first house of this full moon. So you will have an expansion there with your emotions. And you'll be able to clearly see maybe how you react to specific situations. And now you have the hopeful, now you're hopefully, your planet, should I say, is in the hopeful, Sagittarius. It will give you some abundance. And watching clouds, look at that, full moon energy indeed. Lie back, rest, and relax. This is indeed what we do on a full moon. That's for you, dear Gemini, with the moon in your first house, seeking new emotions, coming to fruition in areas of your life. You also have the sun at this time in your 7th house, so there's been a lot of shine on relationship matters maybe. And things will be able to move forward. So that's for you, and the card that I have as a fairy message for you there, Gemini, in the first house of healing your emotions. We have, okay, connect with nature. Okay, and let's see. And it says, you're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. There you go. Breath of fresh air there, Gemini. Being an air sign, I'm sure you'd like a good breath of fresh air. So that's for you, beautiful Gemini, at this time of your full moon. See what great plans have come to fruition since that new moon in June. Okay, let's see who we have next. So we have Cancer. Cancer, you have the 12th house of dreams and intuition, of losses and letting go, and also inspiration and creativity there, Cancer. So you'll be coming to fruition in areas with that and seeing your way forward. And the card for you is grace and creativity. Okay, there you go. Creative house there, the 12th house. And you have the sun in the 6th house of everyday health and well-being. And it says, through gratitude, joy expands. Indeed. There you go, Cancer. This beautiful full moon in Gemini. And okay, sorry, I didn't shuffle those cards. Let's get from the... And your card is Sun. And it says, Sun. Your sun is watched over and protected as he explores his world. So maybe your sun or somebody else's sun or a male energy coming in, saying they will be safe and well at this time. That's for you, Cancer, 6th and 12th house axes. Okay, Leo, you have the 11th house of this beautiful full moon in Gemini, where you'll be having a fruition of your thoughts, direction and light shining on the areas you need to head towards. And you're in the 11th house, and it says, wondrous universe, walk in beauty. And that's for you there, Leo, in the 11th house. And the card for you is new home. Wow. Moving is a step in the right direction for you. So any of you Leos there on a bit of a move. You've got the sun there in your 5th house. Joys and pleasures. So you have a good time there with this full moon. Virgo, you have the 10th house, top of the chart for this full moon. So there'll be some fruition within areas of your workplace or how you take your authority into your own hands or how you direct your authority. There, Virgo, in the 10th house. You've got the sun in the 4th house of home and family, giving a shine, giving a bit of a joyful nature in that area. Some expansion may be going on there, Virgo. So with this moon here, okay, Virgo in the 10th, top of the chart, and it has faraway places. Get ready for new horizons. Oh, wow, that's good for you there, Virgo. Now things have started to move. With Mercury, your ruler also, moving forwards. Be able to go forwards with that. And the card for you is ask for what you want. Let the universe and other people know what you need. So at this time of this fruition, the full moon, you can also get help with any projects that are forthcoming, ongoing. As for you, Virgo, with the 4th and 10th house axes. Okay, lovely Libras. You have the 9th house of this beautiful full moon. You'll be able to see your way forward in higher educational needs. Traveling also could be a good option right now for you there, Libra, in the 9th house. This full moon, see your way forward. And you have the sun in the 3rd house of communication there. And you have vistas, expand your horizons. There you go, indeed, Libra. In the 9th house of travel, expansion. And it says flower power. Spend time with flowers and with flower essences to increase your personal healing power. Oh, amazing, Libra. Here you go. With the 9th house coming to fruition with your learning, finding ways forward to expand yourself at this time. And the sun in your 3rd house giving you lots of vibration for communication there. Okay, Scorpio, you have the 8th house for this beautiful full moon of Gemini. You know the 8th house well. This is your house, isn't it, Scorpio? So, gone through the depths now, coming out into some light there and into some groundedness with the planets all moving direct except for Uranus right now and Chiron, who will be all moving forward. Chiron moves forward in a few days, I think next week, December 2019. And Uranus moves forward around about February, March, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let me see. So where was we? Scorpio, 8th house. And you have ascending the mountain. Keep going forward. Yes, there you go. You can dive deep, see the fruition of your depth and what you've gotten rid of. And now you feel light as a feather there in this fruition. The time of this Gemini full moon, and the card for you is perfect timing. This is the right time for you to move forward. And there you go. Lots of planetary support there for you, Scorpio, in the 8th and 2nd house axis. You've got the sun in the 2nd house there, shining a light on your values, your personal finances, things that you love. Excellent. You have a great time there, Scorpio. Sagittarius, we have the moon, this full moon of Gemini, in your 7th house of relationships. They may be coming to a culmination with the relationships that you've been in. Maybe there'll be a change of relationships or different direction. The 7th house, this full moon, or becoming curious in different relationships. So that's for you there, Sagittarius. And in opposition, you have the sun in your 1st house. So I hope you're all having a great time there, Saggies, out and about and having fun. And the card for you is Navigating by the Stars. And it says, follow your bliss. Indeed, there, Sagittarius, with the relationships. Follow your bliss. Maybe you've learned that as we've come to this fruition, most of the times we can only please ourselves, even though we do aim to please others also. Very good. Follow your bliss and see who else is going in that direction. And for the fairy message, you have new career. And it says, your work focus is shifting in a positive, new and successful direction. Well done there, Sagittarius. Jupiter's moved into your 2nd house there for Capricorn. Yes. And you'll be expanding in the house of careers there. Okay, so we have Capricorn. You have this full moon in your 12th house there, Capricorn. Is that right? Nope. Sorry, Capricorn, you have this moon in your 6th house of everyday work matters. And you too got faraway places. Get ready for new horizons. Must be the travel bug in the air. Well, we are in Sagittarius season. Lots of people like to move and travel round about this time. So that's for you, Capricorn, in the 6th house. There'll be some blossoming on how you run your everyday activities. Maybe you've come into some new routines that help you much better in your everyday life. And also you have the sun in your 12th house. That's where the confusion was. You have the sun in your 12th house ready to jump into your sign in about another 10 days or so. So the 12th house of dreams and visions, you have a lot of the sun shining on that. And the card for you is pregnancy. The birth of a child brings great blessings to you and the world. So it could be pregnant with an idea also, or a situation. That's you, Capricorn, there in the 12th house. Okay? Aquarius, Aquarius, you have the 5th house of this beautiful full moon. So there'll be a fruition in the joys and pleasures that you experience. I'm sure you'll be going to a few parties and having a bit of a fine wine and dine there, Aquarius, in the 12th house. And taking in all the hard work that you've done over the year of this final full moon. And you have protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels. Indeed, you are there, Aquarius, in this 5th house. A fruition come in, maybe with children leaving home or finding other places to live. Okay? And then you have the sun in your 11th house, which is your house of groups and partnerships and luck and astrology. Is that right, Aquarius? Okay, so you have fun there in the 11th house. And it says, whom do I need to forgive? As you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true. Okay, there you go, Aquarius. Your sun and moon 5th and 11th house axis there. You enjoy this full moon of this friendly and chatty, sociable Gemini full moon in the 5th house there for you, Aquarius. Pisces, you have the 4th house of this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful full moon in Gemini. So let's see what card we have for Pisces in this beautiful time. So how's it been, peeps? Good? It's getting busy, yeah, getting busy. Okay, Pisces, let's get a card for you, shall we? In this 4th house, and it says infinite abundance. There you go. Abundance is pouring into your life. There you go, Pisces, with the 4th and 10th house axis, the home and family. Home and family and work life. The 10th house is seen as work, or how we're seen in the outside world. So you've got the sun there currently giving you a bit of a gleam there. Bit of help, bit of mutability as you like it. And you have this full moon in the 4th house. So there'll be fruition with any home affairs coming to fruition right now there, Pisces. And the card for you is children. And it says you're connecting with children is part of your life's purpose. So there you go, Pisces. With the 4th house of home and family. This full moon will be bringing a fruition with that. Okay, maybe a change there in your home and family structure. Okay, Aries, you have the 3rd house, the house of Gemini, the house of communication. So you'll be having some fruition with who you communicate with, how you like to communicate. You may start to do some online communicating or come to fruition in what you would like to do. And the card that came out for you is Wise Leader. There you go, Aries. You are a beacon for others. Indeed, you are. And striving there through Chiron as well. Aries in Chiron, the wounded healer. Aries says, get up, heal yourself. And at this time of this full moon here in Gemini, it's being very communicative, being very chatty, speaking with neighbors and friends. You have the sun in the 9th house of far distance traveling. You may choose to go on a trip there, Aries, at this time of the full moon in Gemini, or start to think about a trip that you can plan for further down the line. Okay, and the card we have for you is Easy Does It. And let's see what it says, Googs. And it says, stop trying so hard to control everything, and all the doors will open for you. There we do. There we go. A bit of a magician there. We need to have a bit of faith and belief there. We have got Neptune there in your 12th house, having a conjunction. So there may be some losses in order to make space for new things to come as we allow the universe to take that space for us and fill in and give us that energy and keep the wise leadership striving forwards. There you go, Aries. Well done. Have a great full moon in Gemini. And last but not least, we have Taurus. Taurus, you have the 8th house of this beautiful full moon in Gemini. So there may be some culminations in how we relate with others, how we do business with others. For Taurians out there, the 8th house of business and other people's finances. And you have this, you have the full moon in your 2nd house, of course, right? You have the full moon in your 2nd house there, Taurus. And so you'll be looking at your values, how you value yourself, your shared values, how you value others, how you value your thoughts, because it is the moon in Gemini, and Gemini's rules our thoughts, and also how we connect these thoughts to emotional patterns within us. There, Gemini, Taurus, you have the 2nd house, and you also have the 8th house of the sun right now of Sagittarius, and so you'll be aiming high with emotions and with business deals and partnerships. Okay, and you have stepping into power. Yes, indeed, there, Taurus in the 2nd house. This is your own house, and it says you are strong beyond measure. There you go. Might be feeling a little bit frazzled with Uranus there in your sign there, Taurians. You keep going. Yeah, change is going to come, and it will change is the only frequency that we know, so we have to embrace. Okay, Taurus, so have a beautiful 2nd house full moon there in Gemini, and look and see how your values have evolved, how they've expanded and helped you to keep grounded there, Taurus, as we change and flex with life. And the card for you is affirmations, and it says to lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire with positive affirmations. Use positive affirmations. Amazing. So there you go with that full moon of Gemini in your 2nd house and the sun in your 8th house. How you value others, how others value you. You can see this clearly as this combination of the full moon. Okay, Taurus, you have a great time there. And the card for all of us on this beautiful, beautiful full moon, inquisitive time, but also very grounded there with Saturn in Capricorn and with Jupiter, the expansion in Capricorn, and with Pluto making us live new lives in Capricorn, keeping us grounded and forward facing. Indeed, the card for all of us is first light, beginning a new cycle. Indeed, in terms there's an ending, there is indeed a newness in sight. And this one says, get some exercise. It says, as your body becomes stronger, you begin to feel stronger in all ways. How amazing. So let's not be scattered and have our energies everywhere. Let's use that blessing of Venus and Saturn and Jupiter in the groundedness as we have a delightful time with the light and fluffy Gemini. Don't know where my thoughts are right now, eh? Where my thoughts are. But anyway, I'm going to have a great time at this beautiful time of this mutable time of Gemini full moon. So you all have a great one, and I'll see you all pretty soon. Okay? You take care. And look after your twinny selves. Okay. Bye.